approaching,
Yes, we do.
and we're welcoming Aria to tell us about some lesbian movies.
Yes, she is the critical lesbian, and she has some Valentine's Day suggestions for us today.
Well, let's let her in.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Good to see you both.
It's
Thanks
been
for
a little bit. You made it through.
Heck yeah.
Very
Thank
good.
you for meeting a little earlier.
Oh, no
Works
problem.
for me. Works
Thanks
for
for
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
that really works for you, Denise.
What's that?
It really works for you.
I know,
Yeah.
it works for me. Yeah. It's like kind of early-ish. But that's okay because we were just saying with Valentine's fast approaching, um,
Hmm
there are couples I'm sure that are thinking about, oh, let's just Netflix and chill.
hmm
Yes,
uh, we thought,
absolutely.
who would know what to chill with? So we've given you
Of
the
course.
no, seriously, are there Valentine's favorites?
Oh, Valentine's favorite. I think that's a if you're looking for just like a nice, sweet romance, I think Saving Face is a really good go-to. It's like part romance, part mother-daughter, but the romance in it is very, very sweet. Um, I also really like I'm trying to think because there are some romances I really love, but are they might be darker, they might be more bittersweet, and I love that. Like I really love Tell It to the Bees. Not a lot
Oh,
of
that was
others
good.
do.
Yeah,
I think Billy and Emma is like a really sweet romance teen romance movie that
yeah.
more people should really watch. Uh I think like, Disobedience I think is like quite romantic. If you want like more like happy light romance, Imagine Me and You,
I was
obviously
gonna
great
say
one.
that, but I thought it was old
Yeah.
school. I'm like, oh, that'll make me feel
I don't
Oh
old.
no,
know.
no, no. I mean, I don't know if it's old school. It's still like it's still great. It still slaps.
Yeah,
I
it
think
still
it's still
holds up,
great.
definitely. There's a
I
lot
don't
of them though.
know
Like
that one.
when you think
Oh, you
about,
haven't seen Imagine Me and You?
oh
No.
yeah, Jay, that's a good
That's
one.
oh my
Yeah,
gosh. That's the movie that got me into lesbian movies. Like
yeah,
that movie totally changed my life.
definitely.
Wow.
There were some ones that I remember so distinctly because this is so gonna age me. I'm like, I've
Okay.
um, but you couldn't, you'd go to Blockbuster and there was not a
hmm
huge section for those. So after you watched the four that they had, it was like you had to hope something came on HBO or Cinemax or something like that.
Absolutely.
But I think like back in the day, I remembered It's in the Water.
Yes, It's in the Water classic.
Yeah. And
Yes.
Well,
better
that
than
one too.
chocolate. Everybody's seen that,
Of
right?
course. Better Than
I
Chocolate
think
is great.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these. What is
That's
really
Really? None of these?
because you
What
came out
about
late. She came out late and all she watched was Queer as Folk, right?
no, that's
Elmer.
fair, that's fair.
But yeah, like some
Um,
of those old classics, you know, I will put this out there right now. I am not in any way, shape, or form a Guinevere Turner fan. In fact, I dislike her into my core.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I need to hear this backstory because what?
I I don't, oh God, I hate saying it. I hate putting this out there. Um, but I was hanging on a tax return one January and it was going to be a
Uh-huh.
biggie and I was super excited about it and I didn't need tires for my car. So I was like, what can I do
Aw.
with this? Like I finally didn't need it for something practical. And a friend of mine said, oh, Guinevere Turner's looking for investors for her new short film. And so I reached out and she said, oh my God, yeah, like please send money. Here's the script, have a look at it, see if you like it. And I did. And I sent her a whopping check and never heard from her again. Like, so
Oh,
No,
yeah. Yeah, like
Did the short film get made or
yeah,
anything?
yeah, yeah, it got made. I didn't get a copy of it. I didn't get an email
Yeah.
saying here's the link to see it. Nothing.
Oh.
And so ever since then, I've just been like, eh.
No, that makes me so sad. I think of Guinevere Turner as like such like it like an icon of the 90s, like a lesbian icon of the 90s and the early 2000s.
It's debatable. I'll put it that way. I don't want to burst anybody's bubble. Like she
No.
obviously did good work, like in Go
Hmm.
Fish and things like that. But I think when she got into indie stuff and was desperate to get people on, because this was like way before Indiegogo and all that kind
Hmm.
of stuff. And she was making little shorts like Hung and things like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was yeah, like it just felt really weird because I had done it for other people and at least got like a burner copy and an email and a thank you note
Yeah.
Hmm.
and a
Should have
credit in
got
the film or
that.
in the credits or something. And this was like nothing. So I was like, oh nope, never again, never again.
Wow, that's
Yeah. Yeah, I
wild.
got super, super
Oh my
selective.
gosh.
And the thing of it is it was such a blip in time.
Mhm.
But I'd be damned, man, if it hasn't stuck with me.
No, that's fair. If anyone doesn't know, Guinevere Turner, like if you watch like a lesbian movie in the 90s or
Yeah,
early 2000s, Guinevere Turner was probably in it. Like Go Fish, The Watermelon Woman. She played Gabby DeVoe on The L Word.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
She's
okay.
so, and she was also a screenwriter. She was the screenwriter for American Psycho. Like she's such like an icon of the 90s. And she was, one of the only like real out lesbian actors in the 90s.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's wild to be like, oh, she didn't get
Yeah,
back because that sucks. That really sucks.
it does. It does. It was so hurtful. And like, yeah, the
Yeah.
thing of it is like, I went out to LA with my friends for the cinema premiere of Itty Bitty Titty Committee. And
Yes. Yes.
yeah, like we promoted that for like a year before it was released, and then the Power Up Girls were like, "You got to come out for the premiere. We're doing
How
it."
nice is that? Wow.
Yeah, and they were like,
Nice.
"We're doing it like on Sunset Strip and
Yeah.
it'll be a blast, and there's an after party." And like, and we had donated, we had raised a lot of money for them by doing stupid shit like dressing up, and I like I did drag, like it was
I
like
remember some of that stuff.
to get people to send money in for it and everything. But they were such gracious hosts, like we went to their house, we partied with them, they took us out to dinner, they took us up to the Hollywood sign.
Oh,
After party was amazing. There was like no one there that they did not introduce us to, like Jane Lynch and like just all these people. Like I'm
Wow.
outside smoking with Jane Lynch, and it was like,
Wow.
hey, do you have a light? Like 'cause she's like 7 feet tall. You have a light? But yeah, it was like so fun. And like to me, that's how you treat somebody that's done something,
Yeah.
yes.
for
Yes.
you. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
just it's the best.
Guinevere.
Yeah.
Ever since that, I was literally just thinking like, oh, I really need to read her memoir.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
definitely. For sure. I'm probably in that.
Maybe. It's supposed to be about how she like grew up in a cult.
Oh.
I have no words, honestly. I really don't. I didn't know that much about her except for her work, and I guess that was
Yeah.
my bad. But
No,
yeah,
hey, it's
I
not on
mean,
you,
like
not on
like I
you.
said, her work speaks for itself. Like no joke.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't do that anymore. Unless I
That's
personally
fair.
know, like the film,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like I would give Jill Bennett money, just throw it at her. You know what I mean?
Oh, me too. Love her.
Because they are so hardworking, but they're so gracious in what they do. They're professional. They're prompt. They're whatever she's doing. I know it's going to be good. It's going to be quality.
Hmm.
And deservedly so. They work so hard on especially this latest picture that's coming up. So yeah, like it was just a lesson. It was a hard
Yeah.
lesson,
Right.
you know. But
Lesson learned. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
fair.
Yeah, but there's so many good things out there, that people I don't ever want to discourage anybody from that kind of thing. Like if you see a fundraiser for a queer film, like by all means do your research and send what you can, because it's a hard slog to get something made. So
Right.
I get it. I don't want to discourage anybody, but I think my problem was that I did not do my research. So
No, that's fair.
yeah, but yeah,
Did
for
you?
the most part, the old stuff is what I like to go back and revisit every now and then, because just like one of those things, like let's see if this holds up, kind of thing. And you know what? It usually does. Like it's still cute, or
100%.
it's still timely, topical, timeless, those kinds of
Absolutely.
things.
I mean, like Desert Hearts continues
I
to
was
hold
just
up.
gonna
Great
ask
movie.
you that. Like,
Yeah.
would you put
Yes.
that on the list? Because that's about as far back as
100%.
I go. That
Yeah.
was the first lesbian romantic or movie I had seen.
We
Other
were,
Oh yeah.
yeah, but like I like Nicole Kahn's stuff, Elena in Love,
Yeah.
and all those, like back in the day, oh God, we loved having her on the show, like it was just
Hmm.
such a score to be able to pick that mind, pick that brain.
Yeah.
I'm still friends with Marina, can't think of her last name, Marina Bader Rice, and she
Mm.
still makes a lot of films too.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
yeah.
so like I like going back to those days, and watching that. I mean, I love current stuff. It's just
Right.
I love what you do, because you make it easy for us old crotchety bitches to find, because that's where
Mm.
I
Hmm.
lose that right there is where I lose my patience, right?
Hmm.
Like going through every
Yeah.
streamer and trying to see their LGBT
Yeah.
section. It's exhausting. By the time you had it, you're like, "Shit, I gotta go to bed. I have to watch
100%.
every
It's
streamer."
very, yeah, that's true. It's very hard to find that stuff. And
Yeah.
usually, like, if I search, like HBO Max, LGBTQ, category, it's mostly films with men. It's really
Yeah.
hard to find films with the women.
Yeah. It
So
is.
you really are
Yes.
very helpful and you're so, methodical. Like you have everything laid out, and you really.
Oh,
I love the way
thank
you
you.
explain the movies. I really like that you
Yeah.
give that insight because
Needed.
sometimes you don't know anything. Yeah, like you don't even have no idea what it's about. I'm not big on movies with subtitles, but I can't think of the name of it. The Two of Us, I think. I think it was in
Ah, yes,
French.
two of us.
Yeah, Two of Us. That was, I don't know if that would be so much Valentine's Day. It was the
Hmm.
romance between the two women. Did you see that one, Denise? It's
Who would do
It's
it?
the
Do
two
it.
older French they're a
they're
Oh,
couple. They're a couple. They're like near elderly. They're gonna come out to their children as a couple, but then one of them has a stroke. And so then her
hmm.
family is not letting the other woman see her because they don't realize that they're a couple. And
mhm.
so it's about this woman trying to like get back to her love.
Yeah,
It's a great movie.
yeah,
Jeez.
it was really good. And even though I think the daughter really started to catch on, she didn't want to hear it. Like she didn't want to
Yes,
acknowledge it.
100%.
I have to see if I can find that one. I mean, not for Valentine's Day, but just in general.
It is, I mean, not to spoil it, but it is like a triumphant end
That's
kind of
good.
thing. Like, it's
Okay.
hard. Sometimes, sometimes like you're like, I want to be like, okay, look, some things happen in it, but it turns out to be okay. It turns out to be okay. Like sometimes you got to
Yeah.
caveat it.
That's what I need. That's what I need. And that's why again, I love what you do, because you give me enough to make a decision on whether I want to invest in this
Right,
100%.
2 hours of
right.
my time. So yeah, I find that extremely helpful. I wish there was a person standing at the door at the cinema that
Mm.
would do that
Hmm.
for me before I go and spend $15 on a movie. But yeah, I just the oldies stick with you.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're a little bit harder to find, but they are fun, to go back and revisit. And
Yeah.
because when they don't make it to mainstream or big cinemas, if they're then you're stuck. It's just it's
Right.
trying to find something, and I don't know.
Yes.
Do you remember ever? I mean, what is there movies that were released in theaters like queer big?
As it like wide release?
Yeah, not
I mean,
many, right?
Desert Hearts had a wide release. I
Yeah, right.
believe
Yeah.
there's some films that had limited release, like The Incredibly True Adventures of Two Girls in Love, I think had like a good limited release.
Yeah,
That's
I remember
that's
that.
another great Valentine's Day movie.
That is cute. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Laurel Holloman and Nicole Parker.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Nicole,
Uh,
yes.
Mm.
God, they're all mine.
Um,
Ah.
oh yes.
Oh, yes.
I think like I wouldn't consider this really a romance movie, but I think Liana had a wide release. Personal Best had a wide release.
Right.
Uh,
Oh, that was my first lesbian movie, Personal Best. I was in college.
1982, yes.
HBO.
Yes.
HBO. Yeah. I
Yeah.
do remember that one too.
Is it on HBO? I want to
It was.
revisit
That's where
that
I
one.
saw it. That's where
Yeah.
I saw it. Yeah. Yeah.
Although the ending wasn't so great. I wasn't happy that how it ended, that
Yeah.
No.
she
Yeah.
died.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was definitely still in that period of like,
right.
look, they could be gay, but they got to be with a man in the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then that's
Like kissing
Yes.
Jessica Stein. Kissing Jessica Stein.
yes, Kissing Jessica Stein.
Yeah.
I do really enjoy Kissing Jessica Stein though. I have like a new appreciation for it.
Yeah. I loved the two stars of it. Like I just thought it was so well done. And then when I found out that they were the ones that wrote it, funded it, got it made, it was yeah, like that was a good one, except for that ending. I think that was all it is what it is kind of thing.
So, I wanted to ask you, do you and your wife have a movie you like to watch together for Valentine's Day? Do you have your favorites, like, or
Hmm.
is your wife into that concept of the critical part, being
Mm.
the critic for the lesbian movies?
I definitely I we don't have like a Valentine's Day movie, but we absolutely should. Yeah, I don't know. I
Tuesday's
mean, it would
good.
probably be Imagine Me and You. Like we do enjoy watching that movie together, and Saving Face, like we love watching that movie together.
Yeah,
Um,
good one.
but probably we would watch something like Atomic Blonde, which is not a Valentine's Day movie at all. It is a Cold War action thriller.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I like that.
Yeah, but we really like that movie. We really like that movie too. I haven't asked her to watch a lesbian movie in a while. I feel like it has to be in the right time when she's like really in the mood to
Yeah.
watch a movie because I don't know whether she's gonna like it or not like it. She's more of a TV person than a movie person.
Uh,
But hopefully I think like maybe this week I'll just be like, hey, can we watch a movie together? And maybe it'll be awesome. I only try to pick movies that I think she'll like.
Right, right. That's good.
well,
Yeah.
I know from your fried green tomatoes reel that she didn't like the sad ones because she cried and like, I hate you. It was beautiful.
Yes,
Funny. That was so funny, that reel.
Yeah,
I know.
How we found you from that reel.
oh,
Oh
that's
yeah.
Tomatoes reel. Yeah,
Oh
where
what?
she
that's
said,
funny.
you told me it was good. I hate
Yes,
you.
I
It's
told yeah,
beautiful.
I've been wanting her to watch it for a while, but I've been saying like you're totally gonna cry. You're gonna cry watching it. It's like a really good movie, but you're gonna cry. And it wasn't until her parents were in town and were like, "Oh, we love fried green tomatoes," that the three of us convinced her now is the time for her to watch fried green tomatoes.
Oh, that sounds like an ambush.
Yeah, but you know what? It worked. She loved it.
That's funny. I think my wife and I think we have very different taste in movies. I mean,
Hmm.
no, maybe not. I mean, we both agree. We both agree on things we don't like, but we find it really hard, to pinpoint one that
Mm.
we're both gonna like. Like we watched Tar. Oof.
Yeah, Tar.
Yeah, that was hard to watch, I think. Like for me, I just didn't quite it didn't sink in the way it should have, I think, you know.
That's
Like
fair. My
like
my
I'll watch
wife and I
Kate Blanchett,
loved Tar.
I would like I'll watch Kate
Yes.
Blanchett do anything.
Oh, of course. Yes. KJ loves watching
You?
Kate Blanchett. She's always disappointed if Kate Blanchett is not gay in a movie.
Exactly.
right? It's hard to
Yeah,
believe that because
yeah,
she does very well in those movies.
yeah, yeah.
Have you seen Ocean's 8?
Yes. Yeah.
Ocean's 8 is like a movie in which like Kate Blanchett isn't gay in that, but she's gay in that, you know?
Yeah, yeah. The vibe was there. The vibe, the
Yeah,
clothes, definitely. Like I 100% agree with you. That was yeah, I was waiting. Like, are they gonna say it? Are they gonna not say it? I
Right.
was just, let's just assume. Like I was like, let's just assume.
plays that up a lot in public, because I probably to promote her movies and whatever, like when she's on the red carpet or whatever and press opportunities, she'll always be with some other beautiful
Yeah.
starlet actress and be
Yeah.
hanging on them or looking at
I
them.
think
You
she's on
know,
Graham Norton this week. I'm gonna have to go back and see, but I think she was on Graham Norton this week.
Look, she knows who her fan base is, and I love her
Yeah,
for that.
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Exactly. I love any artist that like will, you know, give a thank you or like the Grammys. Was it Miley Cyrus that said, I want to thank my main gays for this?
oh,
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
because she looks so good.
100%.
Yeah. So yeah, I like any artist that'll acknowledge that we have a skill set. You know.
Yes.
So,
100%.
yeah, it's but it is, I think everybody falls into the Valentine's Day trap,
Mhm.
like it becomes all this pressure and stuff. And like seriously, if you haven't booked a table somewhere yet, you're kind of screwed. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
like order
Well, see,
in.
KJ and I, we love to go to Outback Steakhouse for Valentine's Day.
Oh,
Best meal in town, but they don't do reservations, so we just have to like get there hella
Yeah.
early.
Yeah, you got to time it early. You sure do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you got to get a bloomin' onion on Valentine's Day.
Well, we're ribeye girls. We just love a ribeye.
oh,
Yeah,
oh, okay,
that's
all right,
funny. I was just talking to my mother earlier, and I was saying how I eat so differently depending on who I travel with, right?
Mm,
So when I was
mm.
there with Gemma, JD, like we went to Tap 42,
yes,
and
yeah,
and we kind of um because she's vegan but also dairy free and gluten free, so it's not easy to find something other than a salad for her, to
yeah,
eat. But then I was there like a couple months before with my friend Hazel, who is nothing, and
yeah,
we
yeah.
were at, like the fish joint, and like we were at like the Four Rivers Smokehouse, and it was like, oh, meat, meat, meat. Yeah, it was so crazy. So funny. But yeah, I do enjoy a little Outback too when I'm home. That's when I can get my parents to go to too, because they're pretty picky. It's like
Yes. 100%.
Carrabba's or
Oh, Carrabba's.
yeah,
I
yeah,
do like
yeah.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed to say that I like a good chain restaurant.
I do
Mm.
too. You know what you're gonna get. It's consistent.
Yes,
100%.
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
You usually have a favorite thing on the menu, so you don't have to think that hard. So
right.
I'm 100% about that. Like that's the thing here. There's just not there isn't many of them. So you really
Oh, I bet, right? There's probably
yeah.
a lot of the
Or
independent ones.
yeah, and they're pubs, like the pubs are chains. Um,
Mm,
so
yeah.
we have a Duke's Head near us, and we decided that every Tuesday was going to be pub night, pub dinner. And so we're on our second, which means I'm getting out once a week. Woo-hoo-hoo. That's amazing. Um, but yeah, like it's it's a very different way of going out here. Like everything
Yeah.
is so pre-booked and like that kind of thing. But I think for Valentine's Day, we don't do anything spectacular. We make each other cards, goofy character,
Oh, that's so sweet.
goofy
Nice.
characters of ourselves.
Oh, I like
Yeah,
that.
and usually like not really any gifts or anything. We just like have a decent meal and
Oh.
hang out, But yeah,
Yeah.
we don't fall into it too heavily here. I love that JD asked me last week, do they do Valentine's Day over there?
I'm like, this might be a stupid question, but do they do
Two
Valentine's
things we don't
Day?
do:
I don't
Thanksgiving.
think that's stupid. I don't think that's stupid. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanksgiving we don't
That was a
do over
global
here, and
holiday.
4th of July we don't do over here. So,
Right, right.
those, everything else, I think, yeah, everything else.
The first year I was with my first girlfriend ever, I made, I don't know, I guess sometimes I don't think, even though I'm the hopeless romantic, I took my mother with me because my dad had just passed away. And I felt sorry. I felt bad for her that she was
Oh, that's
alone
okay.
Valentine's Day. And, she was so good about it. Like she was fine. She's like, that's fine. We have a lifetime of Valentine's, but it didn't end up that way. So, and then my first year with Danny, I took my sister with me because my sister was newly separated from her husband. That's a mistake I cannot do anymore, because they remember,
Yeah.
Danny's still reminding me of that, so
You
probably
have
that
to,
was
you have
a
to
great
keep
thing to do.
get better and better with each year.
Yeah, I'm getting
Yeah.
better at yeah. And
Yeah.
I am a romantic person, but I see what happens is I'm an empath and I think about the people that don't have a partner. And so, the year before I met Danny, a whole group of us went out together. And it was like the Broken Hearts Valentine's Day weekend, and then the next year my sister was the one that was alone. And so it ended up being me and then Judy because Terry and his friend were at like some concert or fishing thing or something, and Judy's friend was married to the guy that Terry went with. So that was like this. That was the one. The second one, Marianne was there. So I had to make up for it. I'm gonna have to make up for it this year.
Oh, it
So I'm
sounds
gonna
like it. Yeah.
take one of your suggestions and pick a good movie to do in case we can't get in anywhere for dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
You need to step up your game, man.
Yeah, we need to do something.
Definitely.
Desert
Definitely.
Hearts is probably a good one. Maybe I don't know.
Do you
Desert
get,
Hearts is great.
uh, Aria, do you get a lot of people messaging you like, what's a good movie for this? Or what's a good first date movie? Do you get a lot of those?
Oh yeah.
Ah,
All the time. All the
really?
time. And
That's
I love it. I welcome it. It's what I
a
live for,
challenge, isn't it?
giving
Yeah.
recommendations. I have I had a someone asked me for just like a list of comedies, so I made a video that I'm posting today about comedies, and like Itty Bitty Titty Committee is like on that list.
It was
So
so
it's like,
cute.
wow, no one ever talks about that movie. Like
I
I understand
know.
why, but like
It
yeah.
was so cute. I loved it. And like, I have my a friend of mine, we were really good friends with a lot of the Power Up people.
Mm,
Not just Stacy and Lisa, but all the people that were working on the film and the actors. Like we kind of just we needed to be there. Like we needed to be there for that premiere. And we were so unprepared. Like
hmm
doing red carpet interviews, was so different than being in a studio and having people call in on the podcast. Like it was, oh my God, they're right in front of our face. But here's the thing, we didn't bring a camera, we didn't bring a microphone. So we look like idiots on the red carpet. Like there was no way to record it. And thankfully,
Oh,
Vicky, our producer at the time, she was like, here's a microphone. We have nothing to plug it into. So put the jack in your pocket and do this with everybody, and I will film it on my phone. And that was how we
oh,
did it. And like
that
we
was
were
a
Wow.
good
talking to,
idea.
we were talking to like Melanie Diaz and Carly Pope and Suzanne Westenhofer for some, like everybody that was that we were just doing this, and it was hilarious that we were so grossly unprepared for like the biggest night of the year, and we pulled it off.
Wow.
We pulled it off, and we had fun. It was so
Thank God
cool.
for phones you can record with, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I
thank God
remember the
Vicky
time
was
we
the
didn't
only
have
one
that.
because me and Donna were BlackBerry girls.
Ah,
And Vicky, thank God, was had the high tech stuff. So, I mean, we pulled it off, but it was a sweaty half an hour. I'll tell you that much.
came through as the producer. She really did.
She did. She earned her weight in gold that night. Yeah, big time. Like, we're gonna give you a raise, a new chair.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Funny.
Honestly. Well, that's good. I mean, now we've got like a little bit of a what do you call it? A nice mix to pick from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
I'm
TV
trying to
shows?
think if there are any others. There's so many good ones. I think Yes or No is a Thai movie. That's also a really good one that I really like. Um, ooh, any others that I really like? Gosh, I mean, Gray Matters, I think is like a rom-com some people like. It's okay, but I think some people like it.
That's newish, yeah.
Um, huh?
It's a newer one, isn't it? Not
No, that's
newer.
from like 2006.
Oh,
Oh,
really? What am
Yeah, I
I
want to
thinking?
say like 2006. It doesn't star, but it's supporting one of the supporting actors is I forget her name, but she plays Helena on The L Word.
Oh,
So it's just like
Rachel
another.
Kelly? Rachel
Oh
Kelly.
yes, Rachel Shelley. Yes, thank you so
Kelly. That
much.
was it. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. Yeah, I still follow her on pretty much all the socials. Yeah,
She's
yeah.
is
great.
Stuff.
are most of these available streaming or on cable networks, or like if people
Yes,
want
most
to
of
find
these you should be able to find online. But you could always consult my lesbian movie database in which I have all the locations of where you
Oh,
can stream them
nice.
online on it.
Wow, what a great service. I didn't don't
Yes.
do
Is
that.
that what is it?
I need to go back and update them because sometimes things change, but like I do need to update them. But yes, I really try to keep track of like where you can stream these movies, at least like in the US specifically. But
It
yes.
took me, I swear to God, it took me like 5 years to realize that our Netflix was different than your Netflix, and our Disney is different than your Disney, and like I didn't know. Like I would see something on my socials, and then I would go and I'd be like, it's not here, it's not here. It
Oh.
finally like dawned on me that the streaming services are the names are the same and the big deal things are the same, but the little things that you just are looking for, they're not there. They're not there yet. It takes about a month or so before things
Oh,
make their way
oh.
over. Sometimes longer, like sometimes longer than a month, which I hate, but it is what it is.
How do people find your database?
It's on if you go to my link tree, which is on my Instagram and TikTok bio,
Okay.
it's linked there. It says database. It's sometimes a database. If the database is down, I've also linked this spreadsheet where all the data comes from, so you can just scroll through that
Nice.
spreadsheet too.
Oh,
Um,
nice. You put
That's
some
good. And
serious
you're
time.
at Critical Lesbian on all your socials though, right?
it's usually at Aria Velz,
Okay.
so just my name.
Oh, okay. All right. Good to know. Excellent.
Yeah.
That's
Perfect.
really that's a really great service that I'm sure that took you a massive amount of time to put that together. It's a
Well, thankfully, I mean, I kind of did it over the I already had a Word document of all of these movies that I've amassed over years, but over the pandemic, nothing much was really happening, so I just
Right.
decided to like turn it all into a spreadsheet. So it was like perfect timing.
Oh
that's
yeah. Yeah. We all
do
had
you
the time to do
have
that.
any shows for series. Do you ever cover that like
I
any of the
do. I do. I have a spreadsheet that I call the current state of WLW TV that should also be in my link tree. And that's not for like all TV shows. There are just so many to keep track of. But
right?
I do now, I keep track of like each year now, all the TV shows currently running that feature a lesbian or bisexual woman.
Oh,
So
okay.
Yeah,
and
that's
Wow.
some
and
work right
that's
there.
Yeah.
so like currently so at the end of 2023, there were like 200 over 220 shows on the list. And
What?
so far this year, there are 155.
So
That's
many things got
So,
canceled last year. Like, within the last two
yeah.
years, it's gut wrenching, when you read that. You'd be like looking at Deadline or Variety and you're like,
I
A
know.
lot of things, yeah.
It's
What did
I
you
mean, it's hard. That's just like a lot. It's a part of it's just like the weird TV landscape now. There are more shows than ever, but like fewer episodes.
right.
And so
yes,
like more of them just get canceled.
I
right.
think so
That's
too. Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
did you think
Imagine being
of,
over here. There's only 6 episodes or 8 episodes for a season of something.
Right.
yeah, there's so
Right,
many that
which
great.
yeah.
When you
I
first
think
went
of like
to it.
so,
Moves, things move.
yeah. Sorry, what were you saying, JD?
What did you think of the remake of Queer as Folk when they came out with that second, generation. I don't think it got great reviews or people watched it because of
I
canceled it after the first season. But
right.
what did you think of that and the storyline with, oh, I can't think of her name. The mom, the one that played in Sex and the City. Why can't I think of her name?
Oh, Kim
So
Cattrall?
I did.
Kim Cattrall. Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't really watch Queer as Folk. I watched like the first episode, but then it just kind of fell by the wayside for me. I just didn't follow it. And I never watched the original Queer as Folk. So I don't
Okay.
really have anything to compare, but I thought it was like very promising. I loved the diversity in it. I really liked the aesthetics of it, but I don't know, like sometimes you just do new things and people don't take to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was weird because I kept pushing, I'll watch another one, I'll watch another one, I'll watch another one. I pushed
Yeah.
through,
I giving it a chance. Yeah.
like I really did, like wanted to throw myself into it and do that.
Yeah,
And by the time I started liking it is when I read that there was not going to be another season. I
right.
was like, you son of a bitch.
Same
Totally.
here. Same
Yeah.
here. Just when I got into it. And I think that, like we had mentioned it on another show, like Denise and I said that they were like maybe trying too hard to check
Oh yeah,
so
they
many
were definitely
boxes.
ticking boxes.
It
Yeah.
was like a little too
Oh yeah.
much, like
Yeah,
everything was all over the place kind of a
yeah, it
thing.
kind of felt like they were
Well,
forced it into you.
I mean, that's how
Yeah.
I felt with like the L Word reboot, which is like
The Gen
far
Z.
more about checking boxes than like organically representing a diverse queer community.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
We said that about the same season of the first season of and just like that.
Mm,
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, they're trying so hard. Like, let's shave some of this shit
Like
down.
each
Yeah.
story get completed enough, it was just everything was bits of everything.
Yeah, it's like you're
right.
trying to make these, multi-dimensional characters in 21 minutes or
Mm,
less. And
Right.
like, oof. I mean, that's a challenge. But
yeah.
yeah, that's why I was trying to, like to stick
Of
with it.
course.
If I could say that I did, and then
Yeah.
again, that's my reward. Canceled.
I know. It's hard because I understand like a lot of these shows, you do want to show like a very diverse queer community. That's like something that's really great about it, but you can't like start from there and then build interesting
Yeah,
characters. You have to build the interesting characters first.
right.
Right.
And this is why I think shows like Deadlock are so much more successful at that because that story and those characters are so interesting. And then on top of the fact that like, okay, that needs like a pretty diverse range of different people that's really interesting. Or a show like Harlem, which is like very specific. Like it's very specific about like the kind of mostly like black lesbian queer community that some of the show portrays, but like in that specificity, then you can see like a broad diversity that you don't see in other shows. So I think the methods just people just need to come up with like different methods of like how do you show diversity in the queer community without tokenizing everybody.
Yeah, you're right, exactly. Like it needs to be smooth and not clunky, and that is
100%.
one of the things that I will say about TV over here, is
Mm-hmm.
that it's so diverse. If it's not an
Mm,
interracial couple, then it's in the background, like if they work in an office and they're doing their scene in the background, there's like a person in a wheelchair or a person using like
mm-hmm.
crutches, a disabled person, and they do it so seamlessly, and it's now so you're so used to it that it doesn't make you think twice at all
Mm-hmm.
because they've been
Mm-hmm.
doing it for so long and they do it so smoothly that when it is a main character, you don't think anything of it.
Yeah.
It is
Right.
a
Yeah.
supporting character, you don't think anything of it. But yeah, I just I'm always amazed at that here, always. Because
Yeah.
when I see it in the States, it takes my breath away because they don't do it that often. Here it's like every
Mm,
other commercial, or every
interesting.
other series. Like it's just so
Interesting. Yeah.
normal that it's not jarring where it's jarring in the States because they haven't found a way to normalize it yet. So yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
it's one of the things that that amazes me. about TV over here. It's just, and they're allowed to do so much more, on
Hmm.
regular television.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Like we were
Like
just talking about Naked
Totally.
Attraction, right?
Naked Attraction. Like Naked. Do you know that show?
No. What
Oh,
is it?
Attract
Naked Traction?
Naked
Naked
Attraction.
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 Oh,
Naked
Naked
Attraction.
Attraction.
It's a game. It's like a game show, kind of, or what would you
It is.
call it?
It's like the dating
Dating
game,
show.
but the
Yeah,
contestants are nude.
totally nude.
What?
It's made in England.
Yeah.
I couldn't
That's so
believe it
weird.
when I
Yeah. And
found
it's
it.
on regular TV here. Like I mean, obviously it's not on at like dinner time. But I mean, it's on later at night.
Oh, I
But
didn't know
Right.
again, like so normal just to turn your television on and have like a dick swinging in your face and you're like,
like full
what's
frontal
happening?
Ugh.
What is
nudity.
even happening
Yeah,
here? Why are there
Yeah.
boobs here?
That's
Why
so
is there
weird.
like
they
a
don't put clothes on until they go on the date.
right?
Or I
Wow. That's wild.
And it starts like, like they're covered, their faces, like so it starts from the thing and then they eliminate one, then it goes up and they eliminate someone else and then it really caught my attention immediately when I, when I first got here.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it's
Wow.
whole different ball game over here. Very different, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
It's
is.
yeah, it is. It's so
I can't believe that's on regular TV.
oh yeah.
That just blows my mind.
It's
Yeah.
government funded TV.
It's
Yeah, because the English
good.
are
This one
so
I don't think it is. It might be on Channel 5 or one of those other ones.
Oh,
The
okay.
only one that's really
Or
government
government subsidized.
BBC. Yeah.
yeah.
They're a little
That's
more selective. But yeah, it is a
Yeah.
complete it's a blessing and a curse. Um
100%.
yeah, exactly. But now it's on Netflix, so you too can enjoy it.
it's
Oh,
also
man.
HBO Max. It's also on
Oh, it's
that.
on HBO.
Mm.
He figures. That's great.
Yeah.
So, all right, good. Well, then we've got movies.
Yeah.
We can just order in, watch movies.
Go
That's
for it.
perfect. And the thing is too, like my wife and I will like JD's always fascinated, like on the weekends, and she texts me, I'm like, we're binging on this, and she was like, you guys are so good about that. So we
That's
do
so awesome.
we do
Yeah.
binge a lot of like TV series, which is something
Yeah.
we can always start on Valentine's Day and then finish through the weekend.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good too. There's probably a lot more choices in there. It's probably even, maybe.
Yeah. My wife and I, we are currently binging The Traitors right now. Which
Yes.
we love. Yeah.
Are you watching the American one or the UK?
We are on season 2 of the UK one right now. We watched season 1 of Americans, we watched season 1 of Australian, and we watched season 1 of the UK. So now we're on season 2 of the UK version.
I'm gonna highly recommend that you watch season 2 of the Australia one right after, and
Oh yeah, absolutely.
save the American for last because that's these ones are so much better because they're real people.
I actually don't agree with that. I think they're all great in different ways, but I've been like shocked. I like season 1 of US was fine, but I actually think season 2 of the US is so far my favorite one just
Oh,
because
we
like
haven't started that yet, so maybe it'll get better. But I
it,
was just
it's
like,
it's interesting. I think the one thing that annoys, there are a couple things that annoy me about the traders, but something that annoys me about the traders is when faithful are not strategic whatsoever and just kind of let things happen. But season 2 of the US is like the smartest, most strategic group of faithfuls I've ever seen so
oh,
far. And
that'll be
that
good.
and that has like kept everyone on their toes a bit more in a way I think is really interesting.
Yeah, I was worried about season 2 because I thought everybody, and especially because, like I said, over here and in Australia, they do cast regular people, and I thought
Yeah.
they've got to be fans of the show, you know.
Hmm.
So are they going to come up with, like, are they going to come at it from a different strategy because now they've
Right.
watched the season of it and think they know?
Yeah.
But then they
Right.
change up the missions and they change up the shields and
Yeah.
they made enough changes where if they did come into it thinking they knew it was going to happen or how they were going to play it, they shook things up from the inside. I
Right.
loved it. I loved it. And
It's great.
the hosts are so
I have
good.
to check that out. I've never
I
seen
love
that.
Oh my gosh, it's good. Alan Cumming is my favorite host. I just think he's so his flair for the dramatics is just so
Yeah.
perfect for it.
Claudia Winkleman over here is like, they have so many good memes from that show, and it's
Oh,
always
I love the one where it's like her bae.
yeah.
Hey, Gina, we laugh about that one all the time because I'm like, why is she like looking up all the time? And it's because you can't see through her bangs.
Really, right? Oh, but it got dark, man. That funeral procession was dark. I was like, what
I
are they
loved it.
doing? Oh my God.
Well, I love the idea that they had to like clearly instruct all of the contestants to bring at least one all black outfit, and all the
Yes.
contestants were like, okay.
Yeah. What's happening? But yeah, we absolutely binged the shit out of those. And like I said, we
Yeah.
won't get the American one now till yours are completely done. And
Right.
then 2, 3 weeks later, and then it'll come over. But yeah,
Mhm.
Alan Cumming is just, he's fantastic.
He's great.
He
He's
is.
great. It is interesting seeing how they are different, like UK, US, and Australia, and how they operate in different ways. It is very fun.
Yeah, it's almost like a psychological study, you know what I mean, of the
Hmm.
different personalities and everything, about
Yeah.
and where it's filmed, and it's just
But
really,
also the universal truth that people think they are more perceptive than they actually are.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I said to my wife when we were watching it, like, how do they not see the faces that the camera people are capturing? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you think you can read people, then watch their faces. It's
Yeah.
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 unbelievable. But it is just an amazing, amazing concept, you
I'm gonna
know.
have to look
Mhm.
for that. Is that
Oh,
like a
Yeah, you should. It's very fun. It's very fun. I think all of the seasons I've watched have been great in every way. I
yeah.
think I think maybe the Australian one is my least favorite so far. Not because of anything bad, but just because I think it like makes me that I don't want to spoil it, but it definitely like made me the saddest of all the endings so far.
oh. Aw.
The second season 2.
Season one. We haven't watched
Oh,
season two yet.
okay. Season 2 will blow your mind.
I
But
can't
yeah,
wait.
it's really, really good. It was again, yeah, that ending for season 2 will blow your mind as well.
Can't wait.
So we were just saying, we know you have to hit the road, so we're going
Right.
to let you go take care of business.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you again for having me.
Oh, no
Oh,
worries, man. We love it. We love your
show.
insights.
We'll let people
All right.
know about where they can get to your database for their Valentine's Day suggestions. We'll put
Yeah,
all the
Yes,
links.
perfect.
please.
Yeah, we'll get this out before too, so we'll
Yeah.
we'll be
Yep,
putting,
this is
Brilliant.
yeah, better than roses, man.
That's
You take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Why do you always run back to
Like, never stop chasing your dreams.
the you once knew?
We drank way too
Addicted
much
to her
whiskey.
touch, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
see?
And now
See?
my addiction is you. Don't ask me why I'm here tonight. I had to take this midnight drive to find you. And as I come in through the door, I see her dancing on the floor beside you. Why do you always run back to the lover you once knew? You're addicted to my mind consumes me in a shameful kind of sadness. Why do you always run back to the lover you once knew? You're addicted to her touch, that's true. And I confess, my addiction is you. You are my drug, my ever-waking need. I got you in my blood. You've got me on my knees. Why do you always run back to the love you once knew? You're addicted to her touch, that's true. And I confess, my addiction is you. Why do you run? Why do you My addiction. Why do you run? My addiction. Why do you run? My addiction.